who is this villain in the Monkie Kid Season 5 trailer? This is the Hundred-Eyed Demon. He is a villain in Journey to the West, the book Monkie Kid is based on. In the book, he is initially disguised as a Taoist, and he is the senior of the 7 spider sister demons. While the 7 spider demons haven't appeared in Monkie Kid, Spider Queen is likely based on them. It is possible that Spider Queen is actually one of the 7 spider demons in Journey to the West. And if we are seeing the Hundred-Eyed Demon in Season 5, then we may see the other 6 spider demons. Now, back to the Hundred-Eyed Demon's depiction in Journey to the West. Despite being called the Hundred-Eyed Demon, he is actually described as having 1,000 eyes, which explains why he seems to have way more than 100 eyes in the Season 5 trailer. What is interesting is that, in Journey to the West, the Hundred-Eyed Demon is said to have his 1,000 eyes on both his ribs. Chen Huiguan's drawing of the Hundred-Eyed Demon depicts this with his many eyes all over his chest. This is quite different to Monkie Kid's interpretation, who has eyes all over his body. And he has a ton of floating eyes everywhere. Not only do we see his creepy disembodied eyes floating around him, but we also see them all over the Season 5 poster. They are focused on this pagoda, which is held by Li Jing. I'm not going to go into Li Jing and the backstory of the pagoda in this video. All you need to know for this video is that the pagoda is a weapon owned by Li Jing, and in the investiture of the gods, it has the ability to trap people inside it, an ability that Li Jing seems to be using on the main cast in the trailer. What I want to talk about is why the Hundred-Eyed Demon would be focused on the pagoda, because he is clearly looking at it in the poster. Furthermore, there is a Lego set of the pagoda, and in this set, there are brick versions of the Hundred-Eyed Demon's eyes, which definitely makes it seem like he really wants the pagoda, especially as his eyes only appear in this set and not any of the other Season 5 sets. It could be that the Hundred-Eyed Demon wants the color stones. In the Lego set of the pagoda, there is a color stone located at the top, and one of the Hundred-Eyed Demon's eyes is focused on it. The color stones are magical stones created by Nuwa, and based on the trailer, the main characters are going to hunt down these stones and use them to fix the sky. If you want to hear more about this and the stones, I made this video on it. Anyway, while it very well could be that the Hundred-Eyed Demon wants the color stone, his eyes are everywhere in the set. It's not like this eye next to the stone is the only one in the set. So, it could be that maybe he wants something else. My theory is that the Hundred-Eyed Demon has actually had some of his power stolen, and that power has been put inside the pagoda. And that is why the Hundred-Eyed Demon wants the pagoda. Why do I think this? Well, in Journey to the West, the Hundred-Eyed Demon's main power is shooting out golden beams of light, which Sun Wukong almost got completely defeated by. In fact, Sun Wukong had to go and get help because he couldn't go up against this ability. And what do we see coming out of the pagoda in the Season 5 poster? That's right, golden beams of light. In Journey to the West, the Hundred-Eyed Demon's eyes shoot out the golden beams of light. And in Monkie Kid, his eyes are in the pagoda, and the pagoda is shooting out golden beams of light. Perhaps some of the Hundred-Eyed Demon's eyes were stolen and put into the pagoda, which is why his eyes are in the pagoda, and these eyes are shining golden beams of light out through the pagoda. as golden beams of light do come out of his eyes in the book. However, as these are eyes, it is also likely that the 100-eyed demon is spying on the main characters with them. Even if some of his eyes have been stolen and trapped in the pagoda, he may still be able to see out of them. As I mentioned earlier, one of the features of the pagoda is that people can be trapped inside. And MK and his friends seem to be getting sucked into the pagoda in the trailer. So, there is a good chance they do get stuck in there, which explains why they are inside the pagoda in this set. And if the 100-eyed demon's eyes are also trapped in there, then he might spy on them. I'm also thinking that if the main characters get trapped in the pagoda, obviously they'll eventually escape. And when they do, they may end up accidentally freeing the 100-eyed demon's eyes. I also want to point out what is happening in this screenshot. We see the 100-eyed demon, but behind him is a person who looks like they might be MK. If this is MK, there are two options here. The first is that the 100-eyed demon captured MK, and the second is that he is spying on MK, and this is just a projection of MK that he is seeing through some of his eyes. Lastly, I want to talk more about the 100-eyed demon's appearance. As previously mentioned, in the book, the 100-eyed demon has eyes on his ribs. Other than that, it seemed he appeared mostly human. However, that was not his true form. And after he was defeated, Sun Wukong decided that he wanted to see what this guy actually looked like. And so the Bodhisattva that defeated the 100-eyed demon revealed his true form, which was a 7-foot-long centipede. It's unclear if he has all his eyes in this form, but he probably does, since his name is the 100-eyed demon. Regardless, the Monkie Kid version is clearly a centipede, and he of course does have many eyes. However, he is clearly much longer than 7 feet. His body is very, very long, stretching over everywhere. We also see segments of his body on the borders of the Season 5 poster. And something very odd about the 100-eyed demon's design is his right arm. It looks like his arm has somehow been transformed into a separate creature. I honestly don't know what could be going on here. Perhaps it is some sort of curse? And there is also something going on with his left eye.